hey, well, he just won't let it go, this guy. What's his name? Of Loeb, right? Well, a good scientist, he had a position at Harvard, a teacher at Harvard, a professor, very well known, but now this scientist insists. And he brings up the topic of this comet again, which is going to pass through the solar system, right? Through our solar system, let's say, but it's a comet that comes from another galaxy. It's an interstellar comet. This astrophysicist from Harvard reaffirms, and he insists again and says the Object 31 Atlas, which was detected just in July of 2025, is not a comet. And he says it very clearly. He says it's an extraterrestrial spacecraft. He's an important and persistent voice, especially since many scientists have already given explanations. Look, it's just that if it's like that, if I don't know what, if I don't know how much, trying to say that it's not what he says it is, but he insists. Look, he has the equipment. He has the equipment that checks the light spectrums, and they say, let's see, because they were saying that the light it has, that it's because of gas, and that it's because of, he said, look, to begin with, the light spectrum isn't from gas. It's not from any type of gas. The object's light is its own, and similarly, he has been debating and presenting evidence for various things. The space body was observed by astronomers as it quickly approaches the solar system, with predicted trajectories that will pass over Jupiter, Mars, and Venus. Although most of the astronomical community agrees that it is simply a comet, that's what most scientists say. The fact that the light it emits is not a solar reflection, which is an internal light, and that's what catches their attention. It's one of the key points where he claims that it's something more. It's extremely rare for something like that to happen where he comes from. He says it also catches his attention that it passes those specific planets. The object has been officially named Trace and Atlas, and it has generated an intense debate about its movements. Some of them think that its movements are anomalous.
This isn't the first time I've suggested a hypothesis like this. Remember yesterday, in 2017, the famous Oumuamua, which, well, actually did have some rather peculiar movements, like it would speed up or slow down. And, well, this interstellar object could also have been alien technology, according to BILOEV. And some scientists have indeed commented on or supported the ideas or theories of this scientist. By pointing out that the trajectory, for example, of Trace and Atlas seems to deliberately avoid direct observation, something they consider intentional, it doesn't seem intentional.
It seemed intentional. This astrophysicist also notes the object's behavior and how it reflects light. It doesn't fit any known comet or asteroid pattern. In other words, to this day, there is no comet or asteroid behaving like this one. I think that's where, at the very least, you have to wonder, right? At the very least, you should give it a chance. To have a little doubt about this topic and see later on what it could be. But, well, Loeb's theories are obviously controversial again, because I think it's also going to be logical at some point. Maybe he says this, maybe not, we don't know. But what is true is that if there is a widely recognized scientist who is open to this, at least I feel that we should listen to him. Well, it's a possibility, because that's also something that happens a lot in science. It's just that if there's something different, and everywhere, if there's something different, if there's something new, at first there's kind of a rejection. It's always like, let's see. Well, it makes a certain kind of sense. We're human beings and it's part of our behavior. But suddenly, hey, if they have the tools, if they're a very, very prepared person, at least listen to them, at least try to understand their points of view. Then the debate starts, but we'll have to wait. This is something that's a developing story and will keep progressing as time goes on. There will be a lot of fake news from both sides. Some saying no. They said it's not strange and just fake news. Often just opinions from so-called experts, which there are many of. Isn't it good to have them? I've already seen several, right? Without any device, they just say no, it's not, and that's it, end of story, because of this or that. And they give you these weird explanations, so you think they might know what they're talking about, but then you realize, well, they're not astrophysicists, they don't have the tools or anything. They're entitled to their opinion, and it's good they share it, but here, for us, and I hope you're interested. If that's the case, let me know. We'll at least try to listen a bit to this person and see what other information they give us later on. and try to understand this situation with an open mind, but also, well, with skepticism, being there just to see what happens.
Testing the waters.
Testing the ground. Exactly. Another thing, well, this is also important. What's happening? What's happening with this? Well, what can I tell you? The CGPT-5. 4 or whichever you want. Right now it's in a huge controversy. Let's go with that. Hey, let's see. This, according to OpenAI, which is, well, the company of, what's it called? ChatGPT? It would have caused major controversy since a teenager from the United States took their own life, right? It became controversial because the 16-year-old's parents basically blamed me. The guilt. They claim that this technology, this artificial intelligence, is responsible. Matt and Maria Reina filed a legal complaint in San Francisco Superior Court on behalf of their son Adam Reina, who died last April. According to their lawyer, Jeff Edelson, the legal document is about 40 pages long, in which ChatGPT actively helped Adam explore different methods of how he could take his own life. Just imagine, that's why this company is being accused of involuntary manslaughter.
Exactly. The parents claim that ChatGPT did not interrupt any session in which the teenager was spoken to, nor did it initiate any emergency protocol. Despite recognizing that the boy's intention was to take his own life. And well, this has obviously raised a lot of questions about what's going on. There are several cases. One person went to the hospital because of a diet she was given. This ChatGPT. Yes, there are several cases because many people accept what ChatGPT says as completely true. He says, what this case will call into question is to what extent OpenAI and Sam Altman rushed to commercialize what was the GPT-4 version, despite the obvious security issues. And the family's lawyer emphasizes that they are seeking to prevent a tragedy like this from happening again.
That's the controversial issue. I also think that we shouldn't leave all the responsibility to technology and social media, but technology does need to do something. If it's so obvious that someone is asking for something, that they have a very dark, very serious intention, then being able to react to that would be super important. But well, we're getting there, we're making progress on those issues. Let's move on to other important matters.